This is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video number 51. Guys, I was working on remember the last video where we were looking at, remember this? I'll change this, by the way, to another name because I'm doing something special to show you guys. And this particular script, remember, let me see, it ran to, let's see how far did it go. Even with a couple of spaces, you know, with these spaces here, because you do need them, but it is counted. So far, you have 2,094 lines of code. You trim down some of these things, it'll probably be less, but still, it will be less. But it doesn't matter because you do need the space. You can take a look. So you can make a, that's where you can debug your stuff easily. So that's why it's space in between, space lines like that. I mean, you can kind of go like this. I mean, it's up to you. But, still, if you keep it with spacing, then the next guy shows up and he can kind of look at your stuff easily. You have to worry, right? So now listen, I'm going to show you something. This is the actual file. Remember that? This one is what creates the form, and it was the actual website. Let's do this. And remember how it's got to be called this. If you wouldn't save this to a different name and run this, it would have failed. It would definitely go to the actual line. But anyway, the reason why we're talking about this now is because even though we've seen it already in two different videos, I wanted to show. At one point, I mentioned that the HTML file is created by using these things called divs. They're like boxes. Everything is like a box. And that's how you make it. I mean, you could do one box and then have the whole thing in one box, right? But then if you need to break it down to several different sections, so you got to put them in separate divisions. That's what that is. Divs, they call them divs. But because you're using HTML5, you can use, instead of using divs, you can use headers, footers, navs, sections, anything that HTML5 allows, you can do. Now this is the actual code, right? So remember this. You know that this is HTML5 because you're doing it like this. If it was HTML4, you would have had a whole bunch of stuff here. And stick with HTML5. See how you got your header, HTML, header, you got your title. These are elements in HTML. These things here, people can't see. This is really metadata. Then you got your separate little metadata here, just describing your viewpoint for responsive website. And remember the CSS? Cascading style sheet, which is like to give you a presentation to your website. You have your JavaScript one, you have your CSS, and you got an external file, and you're calling it from another place, the CDNs, right? And then you can kind of embed it in here too, right? But also you can embed these kind of things within the elements. So what I took the liberty of all the elements, like this one, I mean all of them, practically all of them, except for the model ones, those, the ones where you click on the thing, it comes out with a form. I didn't do it for them, it doesn't matter, I just wanted to show you. So everything is a box. So what I did was I added borders to each box. I made it 4 pixels and solid color. I made it red for this particular one, but then you have pink, and then I have different types of colors just so you can see the difference. So right now, let me show you with really truly see. I did it over here. I mean, I went down the line. I did it here, I did it there. I just kind of took the time and gave it different colors: tomato and Dodger blue, medium sea green. I mean, there's different types of color. Even the one with the hexadecimals, like these right here, this represents a color. So I added this throughout the whole thing so you can see what it is. So let me show you what it really looks like. Let's stay here on body. Boom. There it goes. As you can see, your website has, this is what I'm not giving you the one with the, I'm not giving you a copy of this one with the borders inside. So you can see it's going to look more like the decent one that we did before. Let me see. I kind of went like here. Like this. I'm going to be giving you this one, okay? Everything from this, because it's cleaner. I'm going to give you that. That's going to be in the description. Plus, I'm going to give you that link in the description that you can go get it, copy it, put it in your editor, and copy it to your resource directory so you can keep it. This whole thing, all right? Remember this? This whole thing? All right, so let's go back to that one. This is the one with the border. It's the same thing, it just added border. So if let's go down the line, right? Let's see what I gave you a border. See how this whole thing is a div. Then you got a div within this pink div. This pink div and this yellow div is within this red div, which happens to be the body. Then within this is the navigation. Then of course this is another div. And then you got another div. This is your nav. And within those divs you got the LIs, which is actually the menu options on, what is it? These guys right here. And then of course I put a border around the actual border. I mean this banner. Just wanted to show you that everything is a div. So I'm going to go down slowly so you can see what I'm talking about. See? See how it's separate? Even in here there's a div. Right in here. So even in here too, if you wanted to, will be a div. See how it is? I gave you a different color so you can see what I'm talking about. But everything is within a div, a box, a section. We'll say section. How about that? And look at that. I gave it a different color so you can kind of see what the difference. This div is on top of this div because some of the divs I kind of pushed it up using a margin and then negative numbers. That's what pushes this a little bit up. See how this looks? It's pretty good, right? This is exactly what it looks like. Of course, it's all hidden. If you don't add this particular line right here, bid, border for solid, and let's say yellow, these are other things that control different parts of the file. But this is how you add it. You use the style sheet right within those borders. See the div? That's a container, right? So if you go down the line, you'll see them. They're all over. I got them in here. I got it in there. No, not there. Right here. You can see them, right? Right there, border. And as you go down the line, you'll see them, right? Right here, border. This is light blue. Then it keeps going on to this color and that color, green, and this black and orange. That's what all this is. See? Everything is a div. This is how you control it. And over here, you put different divs. Right? You use a bootstrap to separate this, or you can use a thing called grid and grid item. This would be the grid right here. When you put it in the CS, let me see if I have it. It's probably one of the, oh, here it goes. See, I made the container a grid, right? And I just say displayed as a grid. And then I say, oh, I want this to be auto. This is background color. This is the padding that gives you these things inside these little, inside this box. These are paddings right in. The outside of the box, it would be margin. But look, it gives you the font size and then everything is aligned in the middle, right? That's kind of what we did. So basically that's what that does. So I put a style on there, a border, and this is what you're looking at. Now, of course, this whole thing is a border, right? I mean, the whole thing is a box, a div, which, wonder what a div is. This is a div. See, like that. You kind of put the style in like this. You say border 4 pixels. You want it solid. I want it red, like that. You close it up, and whatever you have in here doesn't matter. And then you do this, and it'll appear in the thing. with a box around it, color red. That's what that is. Okay. All right. So now you have that. So that's what I did. Just wanted to show you that everything is a box, and you're gonna see it when you when you copy it to your editor, play around with it, make this disappear, see how that works, and of course you got all the PHP stuff, the stuff that makes things work. Okay, I mean, remember that this is developed, this is being dynamically built by the PHP, right? These things are embedded in, you know, for instance, like right here in a paragraph div, solid orange, right? As you can see, there's orange. So anyway, that's what it is. This is the title. Of course, this is your font. Awesome. And look at this. I'm going to go down the line slowly so you can take a look. See? Now, the stuff that we're embedding into the actual file, that's style sheets, right? See, because I know that it's like, oh, I'm tired of looking. No, I just want to show you that a full-blown, that website, that, you know, that you can create elements, different elements also. And of course, like I mentioned, it's called divs, right? These are boxes. You can create boxes within boxes. This is what I'm showing you, right? And this is how it is done. The CSS is like the rules. I mean, these things, where are they? These are rules. CSS. It's CSS. That is a cascading style sheet. That's what that stands for. And if you want to see the hidden borders, then you can add the border CSS rule in the hidden one and just make sure the type is text. So I also mentioned that you can create CSS in separate files, right? And you can put them in any element. You can put them at the bottom. You can, of course, you put them in the middle within the elements. You can embed them as in the header, which I just showed you. You know, using the styles tag. Remember the begin tag, and the kind of like this one. Where is it? Like this one, see? This is the beginning of your styles, and this is how you end it, right? The little slash is what ends it. And then, of course, you know, just wanted to show you, you know, CSS is a language too. I mean, it's not like the programming language like PHP, JavaScript, C, COBOL, Fortran, those kind of things. But CSS is a language, and we use that to style our document. That's what gives you all these little, it's the presentation part of the whole thing. The CSS describes how HTML, right, elements should be displayed. You're giving it the rules. You want this to be in the middle. You want this to be, you want to use an H1. You want to make it bigger. You want to put this in paragraphs. Anyway, just wanted to show you that the boxes within the boxes, so that way it can help you out. That way you can kind of vision in your head how that works. And basically that's it. See, I'm going to go down the row, down the line so you can see it more. Yeah, remember we broke this to 4 different sections. And by the way, when you add a border, this makes it even longer, bigger. Because if I added 4 here and I added 4 here, it's basically 8. That's why we use stuff like outline instead of border. But in this case, I just wanted to show you what it looks like. You know, if you kind of go like this, you see? See how nice that is? I know it's crazy colors, right? I did that so you can see, so you can get a better look at it, you know? And of course, you get to the bottom, right? This is your form, right? Broken down, boxes within this big box, which is inside this big box. And these are buttons that's within each other, that's in one box. These are one box. I can even put these in separate boxes if I wanted to. And here's yellow, of course, function, and that's it. And of course I made this green and I made this lighter green. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just a box against a box. Then you have this one, and of course your photo, and well, there you have it. Just wanted to show you that you can kind of see what it looks like and what I was talking about when I mentioned divs and sections and headers and navs. They're all boxes within boxes, and this is how you make things look. Presentation is the key of a good website. And of course, the dynamicism that you need, like, to make your website dynamic, right? Because you're going to be dealing with databases and stuff, so PHP is the one. And if you're doing forms and stuff and you want to evaluate, then you have to use JavaScript first. Let it go through JavaScript first. Let it evaluate it. If everything works okay, then you can add your information in a form, submit the stuff, and then PHP will do its own sanitizing and evaluation. I already showed you that. I'm going to show you in another video how you do the security, just dealing with just the security part. Alright, so to makes it more clear. Anyway, we reached the bottom, man. If you enjoyed this and you say, oh, now I know, aha moment. He was talking about boxes. I see it now. So if you like it, just give me a like button, right? Hit that little like. Subscribe to my channel because that really helps me out to continue. And until next time, a good night.